Buttafuoco freaks. All right, welcome to the Plump. And, oh, there you go. Where you can always save more money. All right, everybody. Welcome to another fabulous edition of the Plump, where we watch crap. Well, not always crap. We watch good stuff. Oh, there's Connie. She's a hottie. Anyways, tonight I've got a confession to make, guys. I've got a serious confession, something that I've been meaning to get off my chest for quite a while. You know, a lot of people don't know this. For years now, I have been desperately trying to break into the metal scene. Heavy metal, to be specific. And, you know, it's not that I can't, it's not that I'm not good enough. You know, I got the stuff. I got the goods. All right. But I don't, oh, there's my favorite. There's Felicity. I like her. Anyways, I got the stuff. I got the goods, right? I'm solid gold. But I don't want to get screwed, right? I don't want to get screwed by some shifty manager or some corporate suit selling me out. No, man. So it's what's kept me from breaking into the scene. But now, there's a guide, there's a video. And this is going to help me break into the scene. We're gonna see it tonight, and that is. Let's get it over here. Hold on. It's how to break into heavy metal without getting screwed. Now, this is from 1988, but I imagine, you know, the advice will easily translate into the current day of 2025, right? I mean, not much has changed in the industry. I wouldn't think so. So this is going to feature some very prominent metal stars and big heavy hitters in the scene. There's probably also going to be a lot of people I don't know. I kind of wish Jay was watching tonight. I don't know if he might jump in a little later. You know, this is kind of his forte, more so than me, at least anyway. But I figure we ought to just get into it, right? I mean, I know every one of you out there, buddy. I know you've been desperately trying to break into the metal scene, but you don't want to get screwed. Who does? So I say without further ado, we should just fucking figure it out. Yeah, Jay should be here. This is kind of a metal themed night because this is an hour long. Once we get through this, if we have time, I've got a heavy metal episode of Remote Control we can watch as well. So that's a shame. Anyway, let's do it. Oh, we're going to have to boost that volume. Hold on.
Picked up guitars, we made millions of dollars. All that hard work and shit, that's all crap.
I know him. Oh, he's got hair.
I don't know, all these bands, they all lie about it. Right from the beginning, it was amazing. It was girls and money and drugs. From the first moment we put guitars on, it was incredible.
Well, you know, I mean...
Oh, look at it. It's What's-His-Face. It's What's-His-Face. Where is it? I can't play the whole thing. I'll get copyright strike.
You obviously do this like for two reasons. You do it for fun because it's it's the best thing you do, right? And secondly, you do it to make a living, you know. And if you get a raw deal like we've had,
remember that when you could look like Kathy from the bowling team and get laid?
Personally speaking, I ended up on a construction site. You know, just doing general labouring, you know, and that's nowhere to go.
Yeah, just aim high, right, and don't let anyone put you off, and don't get discouraged because it's like just aim high, right, and.
So we got Tracy Guns, Mick Cripps, and Philip Lewis from LA Guns. I didn't even know they were British, or there's a British dude in the band. I didn't even know that.
Don't let anyone put you off, and don't get discouraged because there's like so many put downs, and people are going to laugh at you at first, but you stick with it. You rock and roll, it always comes through in the end.
We played over and over. We rehearsed every day, 5, 6, 7 hours.
Warlock, I remember Warlock. Ooh. Wasn't there like a big muscly dude that was the lead singer? Or I'm thinking of a different band.
And I had a very strong focus, and I wanted so bad, and I was ready to make everything for it. and this is what I still do.
During that, we did auditions for several different record companies, and we would been rehearsing
White Lion.
for weeks, like any other band would do, you know, and then put a whole show on, and they come down, and then a week later on, we would meet with our management and you know, and see what the outcome would be, and the outcome would, they would come in the room and just, okay.
So you guys are kind of shitty, but you know, we kept doing it.
Everybody sit down, you know, and says, you played great, but you didn't play great enough.
One of the basic truth, you can't make it without getting screwed.
Okay, Laz Rocket. See, this is where like I don't know these guys. I'm already like out of my element here.
Don't lie to me. It's just going to happen. You got to love it. You got to love it. We love it. You got
Or maybe I might know one of their songs, but I sure as shit don't know the name.
to love it.
No, it's all about persistency. It's all about being a rat, a roach, something grubby, something that crawls in the crevices, something that survives. You know what I'm saying? It's heavy. It's just heavy. And you know in your blood, if you have blood, you know, I don't know, if you have somebody else's blood, I don't know, AIDS in your blood, I don't know, something. Anyway, if you have it in your blood, you know it's there, and you do it, and that's just the way it is. And if you
have AIDS in your blood, okay, that's the note I have to. AIDS in my blood. That's step one to get into the metal scene without getting screwed.
don't, well, then go sell donuts.
We all got kicked out of high school, and then we had nothing else to do, and it just seemed natural to send many chicks we can get. And
I met Tracy at a party where a friend of ours band was playing, and I got a phone call from
I thought that chick was hot, but then I found out it was a dude, and I was like, okay.
him the next day because he was putting together the LA Guns, and I said,
that was good. I was hitchhiking from the airport, and I got picked up by a van, and these guys were in it. They had the singer. They decided to drop the singer off at the next corner, and I've been with the band ever since.
Hey guys, talk it
I know, pass the buck.
I wasn't here for this though.
From the depths of hell. The group came together just by meeting. You know, we just bumped into each other, and I came out of high school. Really, went to school with a couple of kids, and we jammed together a lot. And it was just a case of deciding one day to call it a band rather than just, you know, hanging out. So one day we just decided to call it Anthrax, and it took about 1.5 years or 2 years almost before we actually had like the real band together. We went through a lot of different people.
There was a problem with the band. There was like 4 guys in the band who had the same name.
I know you had like
the fucking the Queen's accent is strong here, because like I've heard him he's kind of lost that accent. Like it's real strong here in these guys.
3 guys named Greg or 5 guys named Dan, or you know, so there was always 2 guys with the same name. So we knew the band wouldn't be right until everyone had their own name.
I met Killboy here in high school.
Summer school
Even.
Like these dudes, these are burnouts that fucking took wood and metal shop. Like these are the guys that were making fucking Chinese stars out of the sheet metal cutting machine, and throwing them up and sticking them in the drop ceiling.
Because we were flunkies. And and I decided to try a little heavy metal with this little rat-a-tat band he had going, and it turned out to be something pretty cool.
Little rat-a-tat.
Well, I was like 11 or 12. My mom bought me a Kmart special 99, 94, $19.95 guitar. It was killer. And I heard Angus Young, and that was it. Corrupted me.
I went out and found the people that
oh man, I thought that was Jeff Conaway for a second.
I needed, that thought the way I wanted to think and do the show that I wanted to do and play the music that I wanted to play. So it was a matter of finding the right people, and I just put ads in the trade and slowly but surely found the guys, you know, and some people weren't right and they were out, and until it got to the point where it is now.
Darryl, tell the kids out there what.
So we got Doro Pesh from Warlock. We got Chris Williamson from Rock Hotel. We got these guys.
Kind of difficulties you had, just how you got started, that whole deal. I think they really want to know.
when we really started, it was really a problem to find a room, and it was so expensive, and then to get a good show, which costs a lot, and then to get all the amplifiers and so on, and all the boxes. This was
to get the whips and the oil and the leather.
It's really
very difficult,
and so you must have somebody who's believing in you and who gives you the money, and then we played over and over. We rehearsed every day 5, 6, 7 hours, and I had a very strong focus, and I wanted so bad, and I was ready to make everything for it, and this is what I still do.
How important do you think it is to take care of the basics first?
Well, you gotta have the basics. I mean, when you're in the clubs, you're playing every night. You learn about your equipment, your stage out.
Yeah, what the fuck songs did White Lion do? I don't even remember that.
Your moves, how to relate to people, how to talk to people. You meet a lot of people.
We just wanted to play really bad, and I mean, I was in bands before this, but it was just nothing serious. So these guys were serious, and we were writing original material, and that was the most important thing, just to get your songs out.
As I was getting White Lion confused with Glass Tiger.
Didn't do any cover material at all. Well, it was all original at the beginning, and we just started playing out as the band we are now. We started playing out around New York, a few select places, and at that time there was a lot of that copy bands around. You know, it wasn't all original like now. It's really hard. You have to be totally all original to even play out.
And since you asked about
yeah, by 88, man, everybody was doing the shit, right? Everybody was butt rocking by 88.
not playing copy songs, that he didn't really answer that. But for example, you gotta play copy songs. I was fortunate that when I joined up with Vito, we didn't have to, because we decided to come out also with the whole record deal and everything as a non-copy band right away, and we felt, I mean, I paid my dues in Europe playing copies for years. You got to do that just to play the gig. You cannot come out and play originals as your first gig, because it takes a little time until somebody starts.
Vito brought White Lion's a legit badass guitar player, drummer,
you know, recognizing your songs and stuff like that. You know, it's
yeah. See, like I'm like, there's a certain. Like I said, like I've heard of White Lion, I just don't know.
You play some copies, you don't play half and half. You cannot come out as a totally original band and survive, and especially today when the club scene is not what it used to be.
I don't think there's a set
Oh, get this nerd out of here. Get out of here, nerd.
Formula that one follows in setting up a band. I think what you have to do is first believe in yourselves and in your own music. And that's the key. You're writing these songs, you're writing the music, it's got to come from the heart. You can't say all of a sudden, Metallica's successful, I'm going to write Metallica songs. Guns N' Roses is successful, now I'll write Guns N' Roses songs. You have to develop your own style of music. And depending on your age and when you're starting from, you'll usually start as a cover band, playing other people's material until you develop your own writing skills and become more aware of your own musical instincts. The best approach I would suggest to a young band that's starting out is, once again, to initially try to define what the band's about. Develop some type of image for the band. Try to get yourself some type of press kit together. Play here, play there.
Okay, that's how to break in, but how do I not get screwed?
Develop a certain local following.
I think the best band's image is something that comes naturally. Like Richard said, let it come naturally. If you guys are into jeans and t-shirts,
Steamhammer Records,
as your life, it might not be a bad idea to get up there and just wear your street clothes. If you're into the glammy thing, I mean, it depends what you want to do.
There's a lot of people that look and act exactly the same in metal. And it's only because of one guy who would start the whole thing and it would run down. But
that advice was terrible. Like, you have to have a musical identity too. That terrible image, my ass. I mean, sure. Well, you know, this is that era, right? Everybody sounded the same, so you had to stand out. You know, this is why grunge came about, because it was just a absolute backlash to all of this.
That's a stupid mistake for a lot of bands who don't do it well. And you end up being a mockery of another band, and you end up going nowhere because you don't have your own identity, which I think is really important. You have to really go after your own identity, no matter who you're influenced by.
Yeah, don't copy other people. Oh, man.
Yeah, dang, wait. Don't be Kingdom Come. Yeah, don't pretend you're Led Zeppelin.
Whatever you do, don't try and sound like Led Zeppelin. It's a big mistake.
Yeah, I think that fucking Greta Van Fleet never took that advice.
Yes.
Or Aerosmith.
Or Aerosmith. You can play all
original,
the...
for God's sake.
Be as original as you can be without thinking about it. You know.
Don't think about rock and roll too much. Rock and roll doesn't need too much thought.
Well, I find the image of a band very important. Now, I've gotten demo tapes that
I was just going to say, she looks like someone that works in the industry. But yeah.
are just a cassette without even a box to hold them in, and a piece of paper that I've listened to, and I've said, oh my gosh, I love this band more than anything I've ever heard before, and I've got to have them. And I've gotten incredible press kits with beautiful photographs of the band, and I looked at them and I said, gosh, these are real professional guys. They look great. I can just see them on the cover of Circus Magazine tomorrow. It's wonderful. Either way, it works.
Make demos. Make demos.
Make demos.
When you make a demo tape, a lot of people worry about quality of a demo tape. You don't have to, I think, your first demo, I don't know if you agree with me on this, but your first demo really, don't worry about quality as much as let's...
Hold on for a second, hold on. I just peed a little.
The feel of the music, because a good A&R person will listen to a demo tape, and they could hear if this band sounds really good, but they're just playing under shitty circumstances because they don't have the money, they don't have the facilities, and they don't have the time.
Make demos.
You want to have the band as tight as possible.
Oh, this guy. This is the guy you need. Yeah. This is the not getting screwed part right here. Like, I already know.
So that you don't waste any money or time in the studio because you're probably working on a limited budget. The best number of songs to put on your demo tape is 3. Pick the 3 strongest songs, the ones that get the most reaction, and try to do the best possible job. If you don't feel you can get 3 done, 2 can sometimes suffice.
Make demos.
Basically, as far as sending a demo to Megaforce, again, since we are selective and we are a label that really keeps our roster down to a minimum, it's going to have to be something real special.
Make demos.
If you've got demos and stuff like that you want to approach a record company with, don't do it until they're good.
Hey, Snake back out from Grim Reaper, and then Max Norman, he's a producer.
Good, because a lot of these A&R guys, they have, I mean, if you go into an A&R guy's office, and you've done this plenty of times, there's a million cassettes sitting on their desk. I mean, millions of them. And they get to listen to them once if they're lucky. I mean, these guys have thousands to listen to. So if you're going to take something in, make sure it's real good and the best that you've got to offer. I mean, it's worth waiting. It's worth making that one chance good. Because the next time your cassette occurs on his desk, he's probably not going to listen to it.
Yeah,
if he didn't like the first one, he's probably going to throw it.
So yeah, don't send them rubbish.
Yeah, you can get an automatic pass on the second time. Right?
Yeah, just because they remember the name and go, yeah, I threw that in the bin.
Make demos.
Well, you might say, well, how am I going to make a good demo tape with $1,000 or $1,500, whatever you may have to work with? Well, it's
this microphone, right? This microphone makes a lot of appearances on the Plump.
Entirely possible. The way to do it is by having very strong material and getting someone professional from whatever town you're in, or someone that you know that's able to help you in the studio, especially if it's your first time in there. You're going to need someone that you can trust, that you know can get some good sounds for you. Now, this could be a local engineer from the studio that you're working in. It could be someone that you know that operates a soundboard and a live situation.
Oh, this guy is just a treat to listen to. Yeah, nobody else. Yeah, I think Jay's just out. Jay's doing his thing. He hasn't even seen the message. He's going to regret this show. He's going to regret it.
But it's very important that you have somebody that you feel confident and comfortable.
This is one of those kind of like videos I like to like listen. I like to do a collab with Jay just so I could listen to him comment on this, because he would have way more input on this video than I ever will.
With. Make demos.
If you really like a band and you're really into them and you think that you like what's happened in their career, look at the back of the album and see what company that is. There's usually an address. If not, it's usually in New York, Los Angeles, or one of the European countries. You'll find out very quickly. And you can call up and talk to those people, find out who you should send a tape to, and that's one way. And I think it's a good way.
Make demos, and hopefully someone. Yeah, did I say that already? Bleh. And just give them out. Excuse me? Make demos. Self-finance.
If you send a tape in, remember to write your name.
Jesus Christ. Wait, I need something a little... This is actually kind of boring. I'm going to skip ahead because I'm getting bored.
You know, that's what basically got us signed to Atlantic. I mean, coming to New York and seeing us sell out 2 nights in New York, you know, you can't lose that. You know, there's all...
But Jay, if you watch this later, I'll send you the link to this video if you want it. Just let me know.
Words on contracts, but 2,000 kids in a club, that means something.
Creating a buzz.
When you're 17 and you're starting that band and you're walking around in your gear, you're determined to tell the world that you're in a band. And it's, again, a lot of these bands, when the one thing that always amuses me is the credits on a heavy metal band's first album. They're usually longer than the lyrics because these people feel like they're telling their life story in front of it here. Your life story will sell yourself. If you're good enough, people want to write your...
I mean, a lot of this advice can apply to just like putting together a job resume, right? Keep it short and sweet. Don't overdo it. Yeah.
Story. You don't always have to write it. So coming up with a 16...
Use a lot of hairspray, shoulder pads.
...page bio does not help anyone. It just does not. If you're good, we'll write about you. We'll be pleased to write about you. Our business exists on the turnover of new product. We can't sit here and sit around relying on the old guard. It would be very boring, because where are we going to be in 5 years' time? Watching the old guard, the dead and buried at that point, with no new bands. We love new bands.
Well, it's Ben Lemur and Dinah Darzan. These are people who get your faces out there all over the world in Circus Magazine. So what do you do as someone and you, Ben, as well, do in Circus Magazine? How do you get in on the whole picture? How do you make it happen? No pun intended.
Okay, I think you got to kind of start small. Like if you start out asking for a feature, it's never going to happen. But if you send us in tour listings or something, it might. Or if you send us in an indie record, that will help. And if you're very persistent.
Was she drinking a Corona or an MGD? Or maybe a Bud Light?
And don't get upset about the fact that we ignore you for a while and just keep going and keep plugging and keep plugging. You know, like people will make it like currently, I'd say like Megadeth and Guns N' Roses are 2 bands that started on an underground level that are now getting covered pretty frequently. Ben, do you want to add something to that?
Yeah, Dinah's definitely right. Persistence, without a doubt, pays off in heavy metal. No question about it. The people who keep going, sooner or later, if they're good, they're going to break through. And that doesn't matter if you're coming from overseas, if you're from New York City, and people aren't paying attention to the scene here, or you're from
New York City,
from Los Angeles, and there's 1,001 faces out there. So you just have to keep going. And you may get an album review when you get your indie album out.
You missed nothing. I was just saying, like, you know, like Jay, if you're watching this, like, you know, you need a link to this video. I would like to hear Jay's. Jay should just do his own Plump and just watch this video, because I think Jay's commentary on this would be far more interesting than anything I can do. I just don't have a lot to contribute to this. I was hoping it was going to be like a low rent decline of Western civilization part 2, but it's kind of boring.
You make a video, we'll do a video review, or we'll do a quick interview with you there, or someone like Paul Galata over here will ask you about your vocal techniques or your guitar playing for musical instruments section.
You have to be persistent, and you also have to be willing to be turned off a couple of times. You just have to learn how to smile to people a lot. It makes it a lot easier.
I often find out about bands being...
Linda Molesky. That's Roy. I find out about bands
just by being a fan of heavy metal, going to check out a band. I'll see a band I like.
You read the fanzines as well. I mean, you got to read the fanzines as well to pick up on what's out there. And that is a good point, because if you read the fanzines, if bands understand, you might not be able to get...
The fanzines. Boy, those don't really exist anymore, do they?
Linda on the phone as a journalist. You might not be able to, as a band, you might not be able to call up and say, Linda, give us a story, because she's dealing with a load of things, I'm dealing with a load of things. But we read what's going out there. We read the fanzines. So it's important for a new band that's looking for press to turn around and take advantage of the fanzines, because if there's a good buzz going on the fanzines and there's a good buzz going throughout the industry, and if Ozzy's saying this is a good group, and if there's a buzz in the fanzines, we'll get to know about it.
So the result is don't.
Like, I just want to see when the bands talk and they're just like, yeah, just like don't suck and shit.
Wow, that looks like a great band. Even though they never heard the band, it's a t-shirt. The t-shirt's great, so they want to go out and immediately buy the t-shirt.
Know who you are and they know what you're about.
You'll see metal bands in here with t-shirt stands, with sweatshirts, and there's some local band and they've got world tour on their t-shirt, you know? So they are, more than any other musical force, metal bands are aware of promotion.
You'll see a band's name on a t-shirt. If the t-shirt and logo looks good, people say, wow, that looks like a great band. Even though they never heard the band, it's a t-shirt. The t-shirt's great, so they want to go out.
I know Letitia. Shit. That's my sister.
Immediately buy the t-shirt, and therefore their friends see the t-shirt, and it's like a disease. It just spreads.
In most cases...
Oh, no, I know Jim Gillette. Wasn't that the guy we watched where he did the guy with the bulge? He did that instructional video. Yeah.
As far as coming up for a design, most bands that I know and every band I've ever seen has some type of way of writing their name, whether it's just scribbling it on a piece of paper or having
the Grim Reaper dudes. Overkill.
This is proven. This is proven that that color is probably the most visible color in the world, and you could see an Overkill shirt at 1,000 paces.
God, I remember that. That color was on just a lot back then.
Think about these things. Think about like being able to read it, being able to read
like radioactive green color. Ugh, it's kind of making a comeback a little bit.
At far distances.
There's somebody that makes like really cheap guitars and basses right now that come in those like radioactive green and like electric pink and all that shit. I forget who it is. Those things are probably garbage, but you know, people just see the color.
Getting into the music business, everybody tells you when you're about to do it is that it's the most cutthroat.
Armored Saint. That sounds familiar, but I don't know. Is it Harley Benton? You were talking about Harley Benton. All right, hold on. Oh my God. Okay. Harley Benton guitars. I'm going to their website right now. They make those? I don't see them. Actually, their guitars don't look bad. Are they like the new Rondo Music, where they make like cheap stuff that isn't totally terrible, and with like a few like modifications and tweaking, they're actually decent instruments? Like my SX bass, my Sex bass. I bought that thing for less than $200. And all I had to do to it was level a couple of frets and do a setup on it. And it fucking played just as good as it sounded and played just as good as anything, any Fender.
Dirtiest business in the world, and most of those people are right. You got to be really aware of what's going around you, because if you're naive in any way, they'll suck you up and spit you out, and you'll be dirt, and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah, I did put a nice preamp in it, but even when it was just passive, because it's a jazz bass. You know, it's a jazz bass body, but it's got the Music Man pickup in it and the J pickup. Music Man in the bridge, J pickup in the neck. My only complaint is that I wish, like, they put the Music Man pickup in the same position as like a jazz pickup would be on a jazz bass. I kind of wish they would have moved it a little farther forward and put it in the same position that a Music Man pickup would have been. I think that would have been a better tone. But outside of that, it's a great bass. And what I like about it is the width, the neck width at the nut, because that's the big difference. Well, aside from the neck profile, obviously a jazz bass has a thinner neck profile, but the width of the bass at the nut, like a jazz bass is what, like 2.5 inches? Is it 2.5 or 1.5? I think it's 2.5, right? Got me. Oh, it's 1.5. Sorry. It's 1.5, and a P bass is like 1 3/4. And this was like, it was like in between that. So it was nice.
If you're thinking of going into the music business full time,
oh, there's Kathy again.
You do get offered any sort of contract. For God's sake, take it to a lawyer, a music lawyer.
As much fun as it may be within the music industry, the end of the day is you have to eat.
That's what it is. It's a 1 5/8 width at the neck, or at the nut. Sorry. So it was like in between a jazz bass and a P bass. I liked it. It's nice.
You have to have somewhere to live. You have to pay rent. And you can't do that by saying, hey, I'm having a good time and I'm trying, because landlords don't buy that.
Unfortunately, no matter what anyone thinks, this is a business. It's a big money-making business.
Go and talk to Mike and Vito, who are the original members of White Line, about the origins of the band. They have an interesting story to tell in that they were signed to a major label and consequently dropped not too long after. And I think that this might be interesting for you, just to make sure it doesn't happen to you sometime. You, the rock and roller who may be on Metal Shop one day.
Exactly, man. We got Vito Bratta live at the Ritz, 1988 solo. You can watch this. It's your solo. Oh man, we got a little taste there. We got a little taste of Vito.
So Vito, why don't you start the ball rolling? What exactly happened with the record label? We can't mention them, or we may get sued.
No, we can't mention them. Could spell it out. No, we can't mention them. Well, me and Mike, we did the whole thing. We wrote the record, we recorded it. You know, that has nothing to do with this. But we came back. We came back to the States. We got signed really quick. We got a huge deal. I mean, a lawyer handling it said that it's one of the biggest deals ever given a new band. And you know, we went and signed the papers, everything. The company was treating us like.
Yeah, I put an Audir preamp in my bass, which we've talked about that. And I don't even know. I think he's still around. Like, we found out about Audir. I remember talking to the guy on the phone. He was really cool. And I just kind of, I think that was why I put an Audir in there, because I just liked the guy. But in hindsight, I should have paid the extra money and got the Audir preamp with the mini toggle. I forget what it was called. But you hit that mini toggle and it just injected balls into the tone. I forget what it was called though.
Gold. I mean, they were saying you're the next big thing. Everything. We'd go up there. They would bring us into big meeting rooms and have all the top executives come in and everything. And everything was set.
Yeah, the Z mode switch. You're right. But what I liked about their preamps was like the pots were like these tiny little pots. They weren't mini pots. They were smaller than that. And well, that was cool because you could fit their preamp. Their preamps would fit in the tiniest of jazz bass cavities, you know, without any heavy duty routing or anything, which is what I wanted. I didn't want to deal with that shit.
Perfect. I mean, you couldn't ask for better. Big budgets, videos, everything, and then all of a sudden, like within, you know, Like one day it was, you just call up and they don't want to, it's like, white who? We don't know anything. They totally dropped the band, never gave us a reason. I mean, it's not like they put the record out and it failed. They just never even put the record out. They just didn't want to put it out. They put it on the shelf and just left it there.
I've been asked, is obtaining a lawyer the first thing on...
This guy, this guy's about 20 years out of fashion. I love it.
An artist or a band should do. I really believe the answer is a definite yes. If you're a bagel baker, you have bagels. If you're a candlestick...
Like this guy looks like he should be in he was in a fucking director's cut of Taxi Driver or something. Just he was an extra in the background.
You have candles. If you have a carpenter...
is that a cigarette or a pen?
The desk, you get paid for the desk. When you're a band, you have some sounds which are very transitory. You have certain rights to your name, to your likeness, to your music, to your compositions, to your records, to your merchandising rights.
Your records.
They're put down on a piece of paper. They're put down on a piece of paper within a structure of the law.
You always need a lawyer. The thing is, when you want to go on the loo and...
Wait, what was that name?
You always need a lawyer.
Ingo Schweigdenberg. Man, that's a name. Halloween. Halloween? Look at that. Halloween, Ingo, and Michael Wycath and Nick Baucott from Grim Reaper. These guys are... Oh, man. These guys got fucking blackout drunk that night. You can tell.
Lawyer. The thing is, when you want to go on the loo and your manager says you should go on the right loo, first get your lawyer and let him tell anything, if you want to go on the left loo, on the right loo, or on the loo in the middle. You always need a lawyer.
No, I agree with you. No, he's being flippant about it, but to a point whereby he's saying it is very, very important, to the extent that even when you go for a crap, the lawyer should...
Honestly, these guys are not bullshitting right here, which is a shame, because basically what they're saying is get a fucking lawyer. And that's actually useful advice. What sucks is most of these guys could not afford a lawyer, but that's who you need.
Tell you what to do.
Otherwise you get screwed. I was asked how you find or select a lawyer. Most of my clients...
This guy.
Come to me.
I mean, it's literally, he looks like a deleted scene from Taxi Driver. All right.
Because they've been referred to me by other clients. You can ask around this band, that band, and ask 10 bands, and certain names will constantly occur and reoccur. More likely than not, that means the lawyer is working in the particular field and is somebody you should see and visit and talk to. Can you get along with him? Can you accept and get along with his fee structure? Do you think you can establish a decent relationship?
Contact the local bar association. Don't go to Jacoby and Myers for a lawyer, because they don't know what's going on. They do divorces and stuff like that. You have to get somebody who knows what's going on.
I worked construction until I had a lot of money, and I went to the best lawyer that there was, and he robbed me blind. But at least I didn't get ripped off on the contract. He did. The price he got from me was shocked me to death.
Lawyers are real expensive. It seems like they're not doing enough for their money, but I don't know. It's hard to get anywhere in business without one. So.
Yeah, it's a necessary evil, my friend.
Because we're fucking not that smart, so. Well, Ed isn't. He isn't. But we gotta hire smart people so that we.
Yeah, Ed. You know what? Ed was not hired for his smarts. That's okay, though. That's okay.
Can be smart,
He can tell you the structure of the business. He possibly can copyright your songs and records or tell you how to do it yourself. When you're a band, you're a partnership. Perhaps you should have a partnership agreement. Perhaps you should trademark your name. Perhaps the partnership agreement should say the name is owned by these individuals, and if one of them leaves, he doesn't have a claim to the name. The remaining members retain the name. We all know the stories of the millions of bands going around called the Coasters, the Mills Brothers, and I can go on ad infinitum. One of the key assets of any band is the name. The lawyer can tell you about the contracts that you may enter into with a record company, with a music publishing company, with a producer. He can give you, if he's in the business, he can add to everything I've said and give you some advice as to selecting a manager, selecting a record company, a merchandising company, a booking agent.
It is very, very important that you have a lawyer as well as a manager to negotiate all your business affairs. If a manager or a lawyer is shopping your tape, it holds a bit more.
I know. I want to see. Wait. Oh, we got more of the lawyer.
Clout and a bit more weight than if it's the guitar player or the drummer. It's considered at a different level, I think. Although a lot of those bands that don't have that yet, manager or lawyer, if there's label interest, that'll come real quickly.
Our lawyer actually got us a lot of liars. Yeah, a lot of liars. Plenty of liars out there. People bullshit and stuff. Yeah, we have a liar, and he got us our record deal.
I don't talk shit about fucking lawyers because we got a lot. I don't talk shit about lawyers because, yeah, necessary evil.
In my opinion, a good manager should have some creative insight. You have to advise the band. Shall I go in this direction, in that direction? Is this song good? Shall I tour with this band or that band? You'll have to know what is good pairing. You'll have to be creative and know the difference between one sound and another. The manager works on a day-to-day basis with the band. There's constant counseling. It's 25 hours a day. The manager is somebody the band must relate with for certain.
With a good manager, someone who is out for the common interest of the band, who truly has a liking to the band, and really is looking out for their well-being as opposed to how much money he's going to make off of the deal. It's very important that it's just a
it's very it's almost cerebral. I just want like nothing but clips of that lawyer with the Taxi Driver theme in the background to fall asleep to.
A good bond between those two people, because then that's going to relay into the label as well.
Your job as a band, basically, if you look at it, like when you have somebody as Richard as a manager and you're a big band and you're selling lots of records, your job is to be a band. To go on stage, to perform, to entertain, to write music, to be creative, to do that shit. Not to
Jesus, they got a ton of this guy too.
Worry about, oh man, is our rec company getting posters up in the store, or oh man, is our tour manager going to get us food today, or it's just stuff like that. That's your manager's job. That's why you pay him a percentage. A lot of people worry, oh, these managers, they want lots of money. Well, they do lots of work. So, you got to give, you want somebody to do something for you, you got to give them something.
More likely than not, the manager will be the one contacting record companies, booking agents, merchandising companies, music publishing companies. The manager will be the one who will try possibly to get you exposure on various television shows.
Now, management is very important in this business, that's for sure.
Oh, Jay. Oh, no. Jay, you've jumped. Okay, we're more than halfway through this. You've missed so much. Oh, my God. You're going to have to go back and, catch up, man. So this lawyer right here, I've made a decree that this lawyer, he's so out of place from the rest of this video. He looks like he's from a deleted scene in Taxi Driver. So every time he shows up, we play the Taxi Driver theme. This, by the way, as you can see at the top here, a guide to the metal scene. This is how to break into the metal scene without getting screwed. You've missed so much. I mean, I'm glad you're here, but you've missed so much. Honestly, Jay, if you watch if you go back and watch, I said I can post the link. I can send you the link to this video because I would like you to do your own plump on this video because it's you would be far more qualified to provide commentary on this video than I ever would. Speaking of that, now's as good a time as any to take a piss break. Yeah, I'm gonna oof, because it's building here. But after this, though, we're gonna do a special heavy metal episode of Remote Control. So that is not what I wanted. What the fuck? No. Here, let's do this. Okay. Yeah, we'll be right back. Ugh. All right. We are right back. You rid of the gay fusion one? I like this one too. Where's the one I played last week? I gotta find it here. Is it this one? Wait a minute. Yeah. This is the theme I play when I'm trying to sneak to the bathroom and take a pee without disturbing anybody. This is the theme music. Yeah, that's what's going on in my head every time. Anyway, let's go back to this shit. Yeah, it is.
Booking agents, merchandising companies, music publishing companies. The manager will be the one who will try possibly to get you exposure on various television shows.
Now, management is very important in this business, that's for sure. We've gotten very far because of our management. You know,
you can't do it on your own, you know.
You got to make sure the manager is not a nice guy. You need an evil, deceiving son of a bitch of a manager.
So we got Victor Agnello, Arangellum, Michael Coons from Laz Rocket. I was not familiar with this band. Or maybe I'm familiar with some of their songs, but I don't know the name.
To really get you over.
You know, in most instances they say, well, we need a manager because we want to get organized, but for me that's not good enough. I mean, I tell them when I meet with them, A, I'm not going to be your bank, I'm not going to support you, that's not what I'm here for. In many cases that's what a young band needs, and usually in that case they should go to their parents and ask them for money. It's always been my opinion that the only time a band seriously needs a manager is when it comes to the point where they're ready to negotiate a record deal or feel they're ready to attempt to try to get a record deal. I get hundreds of tapes a week with all these people sending in things, I want a record deal, I want a record deal, I need a manager. But they don't have the first instinct even to realize that their career is just beginning, and for them to sign up for a management now, there's nothing.
Oh, get out of here, nerd. Nobody cares.
To develop themselves.
I think it's vital you get a good manager. And
we got Lizzie Borden / Jeff Conaway coming up.
And a good lawyer.
We went a long time, about as long as you could go without a manager, and I just basically did all the work. And that we needed someone to crack in the business for us, someone who could make the connections and work for us. And so it was a matter of going through a lot of different people to find out what they thought of certain people that wanted
Lizzie Borden
us and wanted to manage us.
Actually, it's better if
these are the dudes from LA Guns.
Management finds you. It's not a good idea to go chasing people in the business because, you know, if it's meant to be, they'll find you, they'll come to you.
Take it on the road.
Yeah, you know, just go out and play as much as you can.
These guys are surprisingly articulate considering the interview, right? 1988, these guys are far more sober than they should be.
You know, the more you're out in public and people see you, a better chance you have of people being interested, you know?
We didn't look for one. He just kind of showed up and said, hi, I'm your manager. Kind of like took over.
Shyster managers you should avoid, because we've been approached a lot of times by guys who are, you know, to say right out of the Pink Floyd song, you know, I have a, you know, hey, he's got a cigar, he's ready to take you and make you a star and the whole bit.
We had this man kind of.
And we haven't heard much from Anthrax. There was some super, early Anthrax stuff. Scott Ian had, not only did he have hair, he had a ponytail. And the Queen's accents were very strong. That I wish you would have witnessed that, Jay.
Acting manager, we called him Merlin the Magician. And, after I get rid of my green face.
I mean, it's literally just like these dudes are just like the burnouts I went to, that I knew in Metal Shop.
We used to ask Merlin questions like, how much money did we make at the show? And he'd say, things are big, things are real big. We said, well, how much money, in dollars, did we make? And he'd just, we'd be looking good. Things are big, yeah, we'd be looking good. Things are big, and things would be happening.
That was Jason Newsted's band?
And that's about all we got out of him, ever.
I've been asked
Shit.
Whether or not a lawyer should be a manager. Lawyers have been managers and are managers, and at times I've managed acts. I personally think, other than perhaps one or two at most, a lawyer should not be a manager. It's a full-time job. A manager normally has 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 clients, and he can put a lot of time into 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 clients. A management contract, if you really look at the contract, it's really going to say the manager will guide and consult with the artist in terms of advancing his professional career. That's really the meat of what a management contract is. Time available for the artist is one of the key factors that a manager has to offer, and a lawyer normally has less time. He can do, a lawyer might do business management, tax, this deal, that, but not day-to-day management. It's too tough. I happen to be involved, very involved in the independent metal field, as I call it. I'm aware of the creative aspects of it. Most of the lawyers...
The independent metal field. Okay, that's an interesting field to be in.
...are not. Generally, you're better off being managed by a real true manager with a track record and one or two artists who you know about, who at some level or other are established.
The one thing about management is you really get really accustomed to this negative button here. You see this? You use this sucker a lot. And red, you always see a lot of red on the thing, on the little ticket tape machine here.
Well, the first thing, if a band should come to me...
This, I don't like this nerd. Oh, look at this guy. Fucking, what's his name from Steely Dan? Right? Yeah, fucking Walter Becker.
The first job for a manager to do is to get the record company to do absolutely, the record company, the booking agent, the merchandising company, anybody who's involved in any way, shape, or form with the band's career, to get them to do as much as possible of everything that can possibly...
This was a guy that was totally doing, like, he was hardcore into the yacht rock scene, right? And then the scene changed, and he's like, fuck, well, you know, I gotta make a living.
...be done for the band and pay for everything that is to get the record...
This is Pantera's manager?
...record company to do absolute...
Wow.
The record company, the booking agent, the merchandising company, anybody...
CJ, this is why you need to comment on this. You need to do your own... I'm serious. Do your own live stream on this. I want you to do a Plump. I'm going to comment on your Plump because, yeah, I feel quite unqualified to watch this or to comment on it.
Who's involved in any way, shape, or form with the band's career, to get them to do as much as possible of everything that can possibly be done for the band and pay for everything themselves. And
you know, I have like the perspective of like, you know, like a home ec teacher from the 70s, like watching this, like I don't even know what's happening.
The second part of a manager's job is to do everything that they didn't do and get that done as well. The point is that there are important things that need to be done for any band career if they're really going to break, and somebody's got to do it, or else you're just fooling yourself and you're fooling your band.
The producer. Oh boy.
Firstly, a very common misconception amongst musicians, especially with me when I was starting, is I didn't really know what the hell a producer was. I used to see names on the record being...
This Grim Reaper dude has been on here a lot.
As a producer, but I was never really sure exactly what the role was. So that's going to be my first question, but if you don't mind, what exactly is a producer?
A producer would be likened to a film's director. You basically have to coordinate the musicians,
but not.
You have to coordinate the studio, the manager, the A&R department at the label. You are sort of the center of the wheel, if you will.
Most bands who are watching this have probably made demos by themselves with just an engineer, and it's Max's job basically to come in and whip things into shape. So give us a rundown of your role and how important you feel your role is to the end product.
Well, the easiest way to judge a role is that it's an objective role, isn't it? It's to look at the band from the outside and say, well, this sucks and this doesn't suck.
Man, these guys look aggressively British.
Well, this is, you know, keep doing this because everybody likes this or whatever. A lot of bands don't do that. But I think a lot of bands would help themselves if they recorded themselves first and listened to it. You know, a lot of people rehearse.
See, Max Norman, producer of Ozzy. I didn't know this. I hate how young he is. Yeah, see, I didn't know this. I'm out of the loop. You know? I'm the 70s home ec teacher. I don't know what's going on here. You know? I'm over here listening to fucking James Taylor. I don't know what's going on.
Day in, day out, but they don't listen to what they're rehearsing, if you know what I mean. I mean, you can't listen to it when you're playing it. You have to sort of record it and then go listen to it afterwards.
I think somebody that knows how to work well with people and somebody that can get out of the artist more than the artist really knew he had to give. Not producing in your own image. It's very easy for me to make my own record.
Now there's, I kind of hear this though. There's, there's that video. There's a video clip. I think I saw it on Instagram. Who played keyboards for Prince? Buddy, you would know that. I forget. He was. They were interviewing him, and he was talking about how Prince, like, pushed him, like got more out of him than he thought he had. You know, it just kind of clues you into the genius of Prince.
Because I know how I would like for me to sound, but
yeah, Dr. Fink. What? No. It was a black guy. Shit. Was Dr. Fink was a white guy, wasn't he? I forget.
For me to make my record with you as the guinea pig isn't the way it should be done. My idea would be to sort of get inside of your head and help you achieve and realize what it is that you want to achieve and realize as an artist, and use my expertise and my experience to help you do that.
And something else people might not realize about a producer's role is I've just worked with Max, and he actually came into the studio with us and just watched us play for 2 weeks and literally ripped our stuff apart. So you have to be prepared for that, but it is important. I feel that. I didn't think so at the time when he first said, no, this is wrong.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
You didn't at all.
But I kept my mouth shut because I thought, no, this is Max Norman. He must be talking sense. And he was, actually. But you have to be prepared for that. But how do you actually go about telling a band that something's...
Well, I only say anything if I've got a better idea. That's, you know. So, I mean, I cover myself like that.
So
or I do say things, you know, sometimes I say I don't like that, you know, I just don't like it, you know. But hopefully most of the time I've got a better idea.
So I guess the next question is, if a band's just got signed to a major label, say RCA or Atlantic, what sort of budget would they be working with? And, you know, if you could give us a breakdown of how things go, I'd appreciate it.
Well, first of all, there are no hard rules about anything. The record company's there to make money. They're going to cut you the cheapest deal they can possibly cut you, with the cheapest advance or with no advance at all to the artist. So anything that you may have been reading in the magazines about so-and-so just got a $100,000 advance and everybody went out and bought a new car is probably rubbish. To work in a place like this in New York...
Now see, this is the information we need to know.
It wouldn't be uncommon for a room like this to go for between $1,500 and $2,000 a day. And then you have all of your other expenses. If you want to rent some additional equipment, rent some additional outboard gear, those type of things all chip away at the stone. So it's very, very easy, unless you're very budget conscious and you can really cut some hellacious deals, to find yourself in that $2,000 a day bottom line figure for making a record. Most record companies will do what they call baby bands. It'll be an all-in deal. By all-in deal, that means that the production costs, tape costs, rental costs, and the cost of paying your producer and paying your engineer all have to come out of this budget.
I think also to be the objective eye for the band is essential.
We got Joey Balin.
Because when you're in the heat of production, you need an overview. And when...
Or Candice Bergen, I'm not quite sure.
The band is in there, they're far too subjective to be able to look over the thing. So that's what a producer, I feel, really is best for, besides contracting and making sure everything runs smoothly. I would like to volunteer one message, though, to anybody looking for a producer or looking for management. Look for someone that you like and that you can stand to be around. Because you may want somebody who's a big manager or a big deal. It means nothing. Because when you're on the outside, you want to be famous. You want to get there. So you'll go with anybody, and you'll put up with this idiosyncrasy, and you'll put up with that kind of rudeness. But 1 year into the deal, you're miserable. Remember, music is this big. Life is that big.
You're garbage.
You know? So make sure your life feels good. Otherwise, your music will not.
All right, the Record Company. Chapter 87.
What does a record company do? First of all, they acquire the record, record it, and distribute it. Then they market it. Well, marketing it will mean getting it on the radio, getting press. Perhaps if the band can tour, but they don't quite have enough money to tour because they're getting $500 a night and it costs $600 a day to stay on the road, the record company will give them tour support. How good is a record company, and how do you know which record company to go to? Well, certainly one of the ways to know is by sales and how much royalties they pay you. Another way to know how good a record company is look at Billboard. Which record companies are on the charts?
A band should select a label based upon the label's performance, and only on the label's performance. If you should actually make a notebook of labels, put down which...
So we got Steve Sinclair and Hawley Lane from Mechanic Records.
Bands are signed with which labels, how each of those bands are doing, particularly if you know bands, then you should ask your friends in those bands about how their labels are performing. If the records are selling well, what the sales levels are, what their commitment to touring is, what kind of press they've produced for the bands, and many other factors. Labels, bands aren't the only things that have to perform. Labels have to perform. If labels are not performing, then you'll find out.
Performance, you mean like sexually?
Out about it. Your friends will tell you, and just steer clear of those labels.
As far as protection...
All right, fuck this nerd.
They'll work for that act, and usually the combined effort of the record company and the rock band.
In the late 80s, MCE formed Mechanic Records as all right, yeah, I'll send you the link, Jay. As a sub-label for releasing heavy metal music. Bands signed to Mechanic included Voivod, Dream Theater, Bang Tango, and Trickster. Trickster or Trickster? I've heard of Trickster.
The partnership therein is what will make a #1 act.
We're very selective.
Oh, it says Trickster. Sorry, I didn't read it right.
And we will not sign a band unless we feel we can give it 110%. We're not going to take a band, even if we love it, if we feel we can't work it, we're not going to take the project on because it's not fair to the artist, it's not fair to anyone involved.
Well, a brief overview is there
are... Oh, we got no more fucking taxi driver lawyer. All right.
What you would call, quote, the independent labels, which are not affiliated with the majors being...
Unless we feel we can give it...
Yeah, see, Ed Trunk, like, we've been kind of just whatever with this guy, but you're all like, holy shit.
110%. We're not going to take a band, even if we love it, if we feel we can't work it, we're not going to take the project on because it's not fair to the artist, it's not fair to anyone involved.
Well, a brief overview is there are... what you would call, quote, the independent labels, which are not affiliated with the majors being CBS, Warner Brothers, Atlantic, RCA, et cetera, et cetera. Those labels basically have smaller staffs and can work more closely in...
He's got a show on Sirius?
Developing a new artist initially. They don't have as much money to spend, but they do have the time to spend on an artist. And they act more right now as a farm system for the majors. Once you can prove yourself on an independent level and sell enough records, you will gain the recognition of a major, and they'll come to see you and they'll be more interested and more inclined to sign you. Right now, a lot of independent labels are affiliating themselves with major level record companies. And once again, similar to a sporting franchise, in that you have the major league club and the minor league system. Now you have CBS Records, and then you have their independents that are associated labels through them. Recouping is a word you want to try and keep out of your record contract. You should try to make everything non-recoupable.
This guy talks a lot. All right. Grim Reaper. All right. There's Kathy from the bowling team.
Is you haven't had one, have you?
Isn't that what we've got home at England?
Yeah, somewhere in some guy's bank accounts.
Something
Yeah,
like that, the Queen. Yeah, that's royalty.
I haven't made any good money, when I get once a year I get a check for like maybe at the most $5,000, that's not enough to live You know, you're not going to make money in this business until you really break wide open.
This is the classic advice. Can we say it on 3? 1, 2, 3. Keep your day job. We're not insulting your intelligence, your ability, your talent. You know, we're not saying that you won't make it. We're just saying that, hey, the odds are really tough. And unless you got your parents that you could sleep at their house all the time and let them give you money and not have to worry about ever paying bills. If you have that, that's great. Don't get a job. Hang out, sponge. That's beautiful. But
yeah, sponge. Knock yourself out. Have a coffee.
You know, if you got to pay rent, keep a day job. Work.
The bank at the time I had was called Mom. And she used to, Mom, I need $100 for a symbol. I just gave you money. Get out of here.
There we go.
My stick broke. Get out of here. We started making money like in 86, so it took a while. Yeah, it takes a long time. If you get
Look at that, all that hair. Yeah, the accents were thick here, man. They were thick.
this business is expecting, oh, I'm going to make tons of money. Forget it.
It's a long, hard road.
Except now we hang out. Now we hang out with Donald Trump.
How many bands, heavy metal bands?
That didn't age well.
Sold 500 to 1 million copies. I'd say maybe 20, 25, as a guess.
So out of all the heavy metal bands out there, 20, 25.
That's of all the metal bands that release records. And then there's the thousands of metal bands that don't have...
Around 97, yeah. Like I said, if you go back and watch this video from the beginning, like the accent was sick.
Have record deals, and then there's the thousands and thousands and thousands of bands that are just playing locally.
Almost every record deal, merchandising deal, etc., these days will have a personal guarantee clause, which basically means they're going to come after you. The nice thing is you should always try and get rid of that if you can.
Like, I never knew Scott ever since I've seen him. Like, I'd never witnessed Scott with an accent. I always knew of him without the accent.
But the bottom line is every penny.
I think the first time I saw him in something wasn't he? He was in an episode of Married with Children. Like, that was the first time I saw Scotty in something mainstream.
Record company spends on you, except maybe advertising and promotion, is money you officially owe them back. And they're taking a big risk, putting the record out, expending the cost of the jacket, the cost of manufacturing, the cost of their overhead, all that stuff. So there is some validity to it. So you have to just be careful. Don't go spending your advance and thinking that you're going to be seeing money every time a record sells in a store. You may not see money for 2 years. So just watch yourself and don't overdo it.
2 years, fuck that.
You've got to be willing to take a big camel poker 3 times a week, except on Tuesdays, and you get a goat then, or a llama if you choose. No.
You gotta be able to survive by eating once a day, and just living on no money and just dealing with what you got. Just have fun and just live with it, man. Just groove. Just work your hardest. Don't give up. Have a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about.
What's the question again?
Breaking into the industry.
Breaking into the industry.
Oh.
I don't know how to do it. I couldn't tell
We
you.
haven't done it yet.
Yeah, we're still working on it. But get back to me in about maybe a year or two.
Quite serious.
Yeah, the Anthrax episode of Married with Children is amazing. It's also got Fred Willard. Yeah. Great episode.
Seriously, though, we all know what
It's
it
like peak Married with Children.
is. Stick with what you believe in. You deviate from that form and you're just going to be a follower. There are 2 sorts of people in this world, followers and leaders. Be a leader.
Just play what you feel and totally stick with it. Do thick and...
Armored Saints, the singer, ended up being the singer for Anthrax for a good while. See? Once again. Jay, if you're going to do a plump on this video, I mean, I would be happy to join in. I could be the, I could be the outsider who doesn't know any of this shit. Or you could just do it yourself. It doesn't matter.
Then.
Yeah, don't give up. We've seen a lot of bands give up for little bitty things. We've been through.
Yeah, I wish we were all in the same room, and all your friends as well. Because I know all your buddies would just be loving this.
You see these new trends and shit coming in, and they start, well, that's where the money's at, we'll just start playing a little bit of Pose or whatever.
I see a locking nut.
and they just
on a Gibson
fucking lose it. Then pretty soon they're
I don't know.
hated, by their following, the original following, like in their hometown. Then they're out of there. They can't do shit.
Don't show up with a fucking cocky attitude and expect your drum rise up for the first 2 years, because you're not gonna get anywhere. Show up and show that you can play. That's all they can. I mean, it's all rock and roll.
I don't know what we did that was so different that a million other bands haven't tried. What it comes down to is I guess talent and timing, and just if the music you're playing is what's going to be happening in the next couple of years. You just got to stick to what you're doing and have some kind of original sound. Originality is the key. If you're not,
if scientists could figure out a way to take your eyebrow hair and make it as strong as the hair on your head, baldness would never be a problem, right?
not original, and then you just said give it up and go learn how to work computers, because that's something that'll always be available as a high-paying job.
But I'd just like to say, ask the boys one question. Is it worth it?
Yes, it is! Yes, it is! Yes, it is!
Yes, it is. All right. We made it. King Diamond. I was informed by Buddy that Vito Bratta is a legit badass. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, I'll send that link to you later, Jay. So I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to play the heavy metal episode of Remote Control. With an extremely metal. This shit is so metal. This piss break tune, you're it's going to blow your fucking mind. All right. That song was called International. Well, actually, the song was called Fashion International off of the International Business 2 album. As if you didn't know. Boz can't. Hold on. Let's see if we can get him. Because he's in the office, but he's in his bed. Let's see if we can get him up on the chair. Hey, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on. Okay, never mind. Never mind, he's in a bad mood. Hey. Come on. Yeah, no. Not in a good mood tonight. Okay. No Boz Cam tonight. Hey, dude. You in a shit mood? Not a good mood tonight. All right, well.
Jail. Kenny goes corporate. What a guy. Quizmaster extraordinaire Ken Ober. Time to go to Ken's basement for tonight's edition of the wildest game show in the world, a special heavy metal edition of Remote Control.
Kenny wasn't like the other kids.
Remote Control. TV mattered. Nothing else did.
Girl said yes, but he said
no. Remote Control. Now he's got his own game show. Remote Control.
And now it's his basement, it's his rules, it's his game show. The quiz master of 72 whooping goblins, Ken Ober.
Yeah, you know, Rich was right. I don't know how you guys do all these videos. Anyway, thank you very much. As you know, this is a very special day here in Remote Control. We've had a horrible fire. No, we haven't had a horrible fire. Say hello over here to Colin.
Boz left the office. He got a little upset. He's being a diva tonight. Sorry. What are you doing, buddy? Hey, come here. Come here. Yeah. Yeah. All right, lesson learned. When Boz doesn't want to hop up in the chair, he doesn't want to hop up in the chair. Anyways, we got Colin, we got Kari Wurr tonight.
And Steve. I'm not going to name the magazine, but it costs like $2.95 on the newsstands, which in my opinion is a lot more than it's worth. Called Remote Control, the ultimate signifier of decline in Western civilization. So we have taken that a step further.
Oh, coming up at Keith Richards.
We've gone all the way. Today it's kind of our homage to what I consider to be the greatest part of rock and roll, and that is metal. Right here today, it's the Metal Show. First chair is a member of Britney Fox, Dizzy Dean. Now, and the really cool part about this whole thing is all our great contestants today are playing for charity. Dizzy Dean is playing for the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, which is, I'm very familiar with that. It's very good.
PETA.
In the middle, say hello to Lorraine Lewis from Femme Fatale, right over here.
Oh, my.
Lorraine is playing for Covenant House, right? Very
Yes,
good.
I am.
That's
Yes,
very
I am.
good. It's good
Runaways.
to have you guys there. And filling it out in the blue chair, please say hello to Charlie Bennett from Anthrax.
Oh, here we go. Demo tapes.
Ah!
Demos.
Thank you. Charlie is playing for the National Arthritis Foundation. We wish you all good luck, and we thank you. They're all on the road.
Which he's probably got about right now.
Road, and they all took time out to come play for charity and come down to the basement. Thanks a lot. Have a good time. All right, I'll kind of fill you in how we play it. Basically, we have 9 channels. There's a whole bunch of questions. Hopefully, you guys have some answers. If you have enough answers, your money goes to your charity, which I believe is what? 5 big ones? 5 grand? 5 grand. That's not pigeon feet. In control, for obvious reasons, is Lorraine. Lorraine, go ahead. Pick a channel.
I will take 4.
Okay. Shakespeare TV. If William Shakespeare were alive today, there's a more than slim chance he'd be writing for TV. And all you got to do is guess.
He kept himself healthy, or good for him. Well, arthritis is one of those things. Like it happens to everybody. Clearly, it happens to Boz. Sometimes I forget Boz is about 14 years old right now. And though he looks and moves good for a dog his age, he has his moments. And that was tonight.
Guess the show. Send us your parents' Visa number. Guess the show that Colin is performing.
Sorry, Dad. Don't talk me cheap. She sells it well to stir a large crowd. Her boasts, her buttocks bulge, her hips doth swell. 'Tis Winfrey, coast to coast.
Charlie.
Oprah Winfrey?
Yeah, 5 points.
I'm rooting for Charlie.
Charlie.
Good one.
2. Channel 2. MTV. Okay, why did the lead singer of this band spend 30 days in jail?
Okay, do we know that one, Jay? Why did Vince Neil spend 30 days in jail in sometime before 1989 or in 1989? Girls, 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 long hair and burgundy lips. He killed the drummer for another band? Oh, by driving drunk. All right.
Charlie.
Car accident.
Not enough.
Close, but no cigar. Dean? Lorraine?
Driving too fast while intoxicated.
Yeah, driving drunk.
All right.
Yeah, Carl?
Is there a speed limit? You can drive while intoxicated, like 45, 50, is that right?
I think when you're intoxicated, you should drive as quickly as possible and get right home.
Over with.
Bad influence. I think you should apologize.
Okay, Lorraine, go ahead.
2.
Oh, staying with MTV.
Staying with it.
I'm sorry, I dozed off. It's all this smoke. At least I think it's smoke. 10 points. What Brat Packer was stupid enough to actually date one of these guys? Charlie.
Molly Ringwald.
Yeah, Molly Ringwald.
All right, I didn't know that.
Channel 8.
Channel 8. Poor sports. Hey. It's not whether you win or lose, it's who you step on to get where you are.
That's right.
5 points. Name the ex-president who proved what a poor sport he was when he ordered U.S. athletes to boycott the Summer Olympics in 1980. Lorraine.
President Carter.
Yeah, Carter, 5 points.
Oh, Jimmy.
Category 5, please.
5. Elvis. Elvis wore a lot of leather.
It was a joke in the movie Airheads. Judd Nelson tells Brendan Fraser, rock stars don't go to jail. Hell, Vince Neil killed a guy. Okay, yeah, see?
You know that? Did you ever realize that? Elvis wore leather way before anyone else did.
That's right, but it was that vinyl leather.
Well, whatever it was.
It wasn't Italian
and
leather.
it stretched, but it had to. 5 points. According to the
Oh my, Kari's looking super fine tonight.
Elvis catalog, which of these items would put the biggest dent in your wardrobe budget? An Elvis turban, Elvis socks, Elvis pajamas, or Elvis mittens? Which would cost the most? Lorraine?
Elvis turban.
No. You seem severely depressed. Anyone else?
Pajamas.
Yes, Dean, pajamas, 5.
All right.
Dean is on the board.
He doesn't have to buzz in.
What?
He doesn't have to buzz in.
Dean can do whatever he wants. Go ahead, Dean.
Number 7.
All right, 7. Stud boy. Stud boy.
Oh no. Is this when Adam Sandler was doing appearances on the Cosby Show? This is pre-SNL.
Hey, by day he bags groceries, by night he dreams about celebrity bags. See if you can guess the identity of Stud Boy's latest date. How you doing, Stud Boy?
Nice to see you again.
Stud, what's that on your lip?
Oh, that none of your damn business. As you can see, heavy metal is my life. All right, here it is. I groped lustily at the First Lady of Soul. I purred. Only Stud Boy can make you feel like a natural woman. And then I licked her large, waxy ear. And surprisingly, she slapped my manly, handsome face. She may have said no, but she'll always have the R-E-S-P-E-C-T of me. The Stud Boy.
Charlie.
Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, 5 points.
Yeah. Fucking Charlie's killing it, man.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank you.
Number 9.
Back to the jacuzzi, Stud Boy.
See you later.
Prime time, 5 points. Which LA Law character turned to drugs and alcohol after she got shot? No idea. Lorraine.
Kitty Cartwright.
No.
No? Oh.
No.
Give it to her anyway, Ken.
I'd love to. I'd love to give it to her.
Yeah, yeah, give it to her anyway.
But I can't. It's not. No, I mean. No, man.
Stud the boy.
Oh. Nobody knows. Grace Van Owen. Grace from LA Law. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care. Time for a snack. Hold the balls up. Got a little something for you guys. Molten lava. No, I'm kidding. Heavy metal ring dings. While you guys are munching away, let's check out the scores. Charlie's got 20, Lorraine 10, and Dizzy Dean 5. We're gonna come back, play round 2, and the person who's still standing gets this.
Well, Ken, these guys are not going to get anything, but we are going to donate $5,000 to the charity in the name of today's big winner if he gets the all 9 videos correctly.
Oh, look at Colin. No shirt on under the leather jacket. Nothing but the chest hair.
A little more heavy metal, a remote control a little later on in the show. After the break, we have the new song from the movie. Well, earlier on in the show, we had part 1, so let's return once more into the breach, dear friends. Round 2 of the special heavy metal edition of Remote Control.
Welcome back to the only game show taped below Ken Ober's basement. Remote control.
Oh, sorry. I'm back. It's the metal show. What a first round. Charlie, 20 points. Lorraine, 10. Dino, 5. Round 2, points and double.
You know, those points. This is exactly the order I want everyone to win, right? I want Charlie to kill it. I want Lorraine to do okay, but not too good. Yeah.
Points. Lorraine, 10. Dino, 5. Round 2, points and double. Watch out for off the air. Here we go. In control is Charlie.
Me? Oh.
Yeah, Charlie.
Number one.
Charlie, give us just one good story.
No, I don't have
Come on!
Come on. Oh, shit. Come on, Charlie.
All right. Oh! Sing along! Sing along!
Sing along with...
Sing along! Sing along with Colin and Janet! Oh, it's the metal midget! Metal! Watch his head.
Sure. You do whatever you want, man.
Give him a mic.
Wait. All right.
All right. All you guys got to do for 10 points, sing the next line of this song sung by David Lee Roth.
And there will come a day when you're the best
Just a gigolo.
way. What will they say about me? And when the eagles had known as to just a gigolo.
Life goes on without me.
Charlie.
Life goes on without me.
Yeah, 10 points. Hey! 10 points. Charlie. Stay with this dude.
Kid's very good.
89, was this like the Eat 'em and Smile era? Right? When did that come out? Yeah. Oh, 86. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that kid. Jared, he likes you. Jared. Could you see, Jared, would you like to tour with Anthrax? I think I read you loud and clear, buddy. 20 points. Sing the next line from this hit from Frank Sinatra.
Ruck be a rady tonight? Oh, Love and Marriage.
Marriage, go together like a horse and car. Marriage, this I tell you, bro.
Or the Anthrax Married with Children trifecta going on here. Or duo.
Lorraine.
Don't choose one without the other.
Yes.
No, Lorraine, no. Close.
No.
Close, but no metal spike. Anyone else? Dean, take a shot.
Married with children. I have no idea.
Dean doesn't know. Yeah, Dean doesn't know shit.
Excuse me. You can't have one without the other.
Sing it, Lorraine. Sing it, Lorraine.
Don't do one without the other? What?
Well,
Now.
still in control, Charlie. Want to stay with? Jared, you want to hang out? Jared, hang out. Sit, man. Sit. Can I get you something? Want a Frosty? Ice cold?
I want a Kari.
All right. Where'd you like to go, Charlie?
6.
All right. 6. Channel 6. Here we go. 10 points. It's a gourmet channel. What famous spokesfish had to deal with a lot of rejection but sells a lot of tuna? Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
Tuna.
Yeah, right, Charlie. That was too easy, man.
He's a good one.
All right.
Stay with this.
Gourmet channel. 20 points. Who are those 3 guys with growth problems on every box of Rice Krispies? Charlie again.
Snap, crackle, and pop.
Yeah, 20 points.
Man, Charlie's killing it.
Charlie, you're pretty smart, man.
Yo, yes. Get up, you watch TV in a hotel room, but let's go. Bring the kid back.
All right. All right, buddy. You all right? How's your head, Jared?
I'm fine.
How's your head?
What?
How's your head?
I'm fine.
Okay, good. All right, 30 points. Sing the next line of this hit from Michael Jackson.
Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts.
Kid's fucking up.
My mother always told me, be careful who you love. Be careful what you do, because the lie becomes the truth. Hey, hey.
Lorraine.
Billie Jean is not my lover.
Yeah. Lorraine is catching up.
Okay, my turn. 7 for $100, please.
Come on, hang out here, Jared. Hang out. Hang out. Hey, we don't want you to go anywhere. Channel 7, reruns, 10 points. What was the name of the Ingalls' oldest daughter on Little House on the Prairie? Lorraine.
Beth.
Ted.
Elizabeth.
No.
No.
Charlie.
I'm thinking Laura.
No. Dean, you want to say anything?
Wendell Glib.
Mary. There was Mary. Go ahead. Did you really? I knew that. Yeah. Look, go ahead, Lorraine.
3.
Okay, 3. Survey says. All right, occasionally when we have nothing to do, we wander the shopping malls and factory outlet stores of various parts of the country. We ask this question for 10 points. What kind of car most strongly indicates that the driver is a jerk? What kind of car most strongly indicates that the driver is a jerk?
IROC Z28. Yeah, 1989 IROC Z28. I'm going to go with that.
Charlie.
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen, is it up there?
I'm sorry, that's not up there.
I go again.
No, you can't go again. Lorraine.
A Rambler.
A Rambler, no. Take a stab,
I'm sorry,
Dean.
Lorraine, that's not up
Yeah, or a BMW, yeah.
there.
A go-kart.
It should be up
goat
there.
cart?
Oh,
A goat?
Jesus.
Goat cart! Goats! Wow! So,
Damn, Kari's looking good. Sorry, I just got to say it. She's one of my favorites.
I'm sorry, Kari, what was up there?
Thanks. The lovely Kari. You forgot that part. Number 5, a Camaro.
See, yeah, I was right. I got number 5.
Camaro.
4, a Nova.
Nova, I like Novas.
And number 3, a Pinto.
Pinto, nah.
Hard to do it in the back seat. Number 2, a Yugo.
Yugo.
Cheap. And number 1, but of course, a Porsche.
Porsche! Porsche! Oh! Oh! Oh!
See ya, Dino.
Oh, no! Dino! Dino's gone! Oh, man, that was sad.
Speed round.
Yeah. Dean was just getting the hang of it, too.
Go-kart.
Here we go. You ready? This is a speed round. Think real fast. This will decide the game. Lorraine, Charlie, 10 points each. Today I took innocent nursery rhymes and by changing one word, turned them into heavy metal hits. Give me the original word. For example, if I said the butcher, the baker, and the Antichrist, you would just say the candlestick maker. Here we go. 30 seconds worth. Hickory dickory death. Lorraine. Yes, ding dong hell. Lorraine. Yeah, Yankee Doodle Demon. Charlie.
Andy.
Yeah, Humpty
Oh, shit, this is getting close.
Dumpty sat on a corpse. Charlie.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
Right. Rockabye bloodbath.
Baby.
Yes, Lorraine. Peter, raw flesh eater. Lorraine.
Candlestick maker.
No. Pumpkin eater, right, Charlie? 3 blind devil worshippers.
3 blind mice.
Yes. Sing a song of 666.
Sick.
No. Charlie. Lorraine, honey.
Oh, goodbye, Lorraine.
She's out of here. Charlie, you did it. You're in the grand prize round. We're strapping you in. And hopefully this will happen.
5,000 big fat simoles will be donated to the charity of Charlie's Choice, kids.
Remote control continues.
He's like, what, I'm getting none of that?
All right, we're through it. We're through the pain. We're through the suffering. Charlie from Anthrax. What do you think of the bedspread, man?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, now
Just what I ordered.
the job at hand. 9 screens, 30 seconds.
Okay.
All 9 right. This is what happens.
Once again, Ken, it's 5,000 big fat simoleons that'll be donated to the charity of Charlie's Choice.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Take a peek.
Here's your peek. Probably have them, man.
I don't know.
Oh, let me just put this on.
Oh, lapel
You probably
mic.
like things stuck in your body anyway. Here we go. Good luck to you. On your mark. Get set. Go.
Okay, 1 Van Halen.
Yes.
2 Joan Jett.
Yes.
Who's that? 3 Whitesnake.
Yes.
4 Aerosmith.
Yes.
5 Ozzy.
Yes.
6 Priest.
Yes.
7
Oh.
AC/DC.
Yes.
8 Cinderella. And 9, who is that? Is that Lita Ford?
Yeah!
Oh, shit! Damn, he killed it!
Too easy, man. Much too easy. That's $5,000 for the National Arthritis Foundation. We'd like to thank Dean from Brittany Fox and Lorraine
That was over before I even realized it.
from Femme Fatale, and of course Charlie from Anthrax. Thanks a lot. See ya.
That's right, barf and bile, folks. Now, Buddy might have dropped out here, but that's cool. Yeah, you know what? Let's just end it now. Right? Oh, this was a fun show. I will post that link. Yeah. Sleep good, my friend. I will post that link to you, Jay, for the metal scene episode. What do we got here? Yeah. Anyways, I want to thank Jay, Buddy. I want to thank Scott Ian. I want to thank Charlie. I want to thank Kari Warrior. I want to thank Colin Quinn. I want to thank Lorraine. I want to thank Grim Reaper, the entire band. I want to thank White Lion. I want to thank Boz for being a shithead. I want to thank my lovely wife Joanna, who's currently snoring on the couch. I want to thank did I thank Colin Quinn? Anyways, until next time, guys, I got plenty of material. We got tons of stuff. I've gathered quite a bit. So until next time, have a good night, have a good weekend, or the rest of your weekend. Have a good Sunday. Until next time.
So I sing you to sleep. After the loving I brush back the hair from your eyes, and the love on your face is so real that it make me wanna cry. And I know that my song isn't saying anything new. Oh, but after the loving, I'm still in love with you. So
saying, I don't know, you have a slight accent, which is...
That's beautiful.
Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head!
Madonna can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. She's a